Well, here's one of my favorites in the whole museum. We got over 100 trucks in here, but this one right here is just really my favorite truck in the whole collection. It's a 1925 Douglas. It was made in Omaha, Nebraska. It's got a Dempster cable tool drilling rig on the back that was made also in Nebraska, Beatrice, Nebraska. Dempster made windmills, water pumps, well drilling equipment, and they were also the inventor of the dumpster. So they had a lot of things, inventions through the life of the company. And so this truck, I saw it advertised in a magazine and really liked it, but didn't get it the first time it was advertised. And the second time I saw it advertised, I said, I got to go look at that. So I flew out to Nebraska, to Norfolk, and looked at it, and the owner and I came to a deal, and I bought it on the spot and went back a couple of weeks later to get it. And the only thing that we've done to this truck is just kind of hose it off. We didn't even pressure wash it. So you're seeing genuine Nebraska dirt, wasp nests, and even a little bird doo-doo on it. It's got a Buda 4-cylinder gasoline engine, a Fuller transmission, which they're still around, although they're named differently now. It's got a Timken rear axle. So this was an assembled truck. As you can see by the cab construction here, we got a lot of wood. Almost looks like a chicken coop to me with the way it's nailed on here. Well, he's actually used wood screws. The top at one time leaked, so the owner took a piece of sheet metal and just kind of hammered it around to make a new roof for it. But what makes this truck so great is that it's got a unique piece of equipment on the back of it. You know, a lot of trucks have flatbeds, fifth wheels, what have you on them, but you know, you can look at them all day. This is the way we used to drill wells for both oil and water. And being it's in Nebraska, I imagine it was used to drill for water. This is all wood. I mean, all of the framework, this giant pulley on the other side, this is all made of wood. So fortunately for us, somebody thought enough of this truck to put it away when they were done with it. And otherwise it wouldn't be here. As you know, wood wouldn't, even good old wood like this, wouldn't last very long if it was left out in the rain. So this is a cable tool well driller unit. Cable tool well drilling was invented by the Chinese actually about 4,000 years ago. Everybody thinks of the old hand dug wells that you used to have. And what that was doing, you were just drinking the surface water that was perched near the top of the ground. It was usually unsanitary. Drilling a well allowed you to get below the groundwater and get into the water table where the water is more pure. So this was a way to do that. All cable tool drilling is back on the back here. You've got this mast. You got a cable that runs from the winch there, and you've got this arm that is attached to the pulley, just like a bicycle crank, and that arm makes the cable move up and down. And the stroke is adjustable, and you just repeatedly drop this bit on the right here, which is attached to a very heavy weighted shaft. This weighs about 440 pounds, these two pieces right here, and I've got an extension over here that's about 4 foot long. I'll probably put that on, weighs somewhere around 650 pounds. So you're just dropping this bit into the ground, and you're making a hole, and to clean the hole out, you're breaking up the rock and the dirt, and then you add water, and this is a baler, and it's got a valve in the bottom here, a foot valve, and when you get enough water and broken material in the bottom, you drop this tube, you pull the bit out, you drop this tube in the ground, the valve opens up, and the water and your broken up material go up in the tube. You lift the tube up, the valve closes, you bring it out, you dump it on the ground, and you start over again. You do this long enough, eventually you've got a well. These would drill a hole somewhere between 600 and 1,000 foot deep. They're actually, that's how all the early oil wells were drilled. You might have seen them used with a wooden constructed derrick, but for portable drilling, this was the unit you used. So this gentleman who owned this truck was very inventive. You could buy these Dempster drill rigs on a trailer, and they would have, up here in the front, they would have a small gasoline engine that was also made by Dempster, and that would power the unit. This may have had one on here one time. There's some holes drilled in the beam here for that. I don't know. There wasn't one here when I got it. But this gentleman took an old International Harvester truck rear end, notched it into the frame, made these pulleys out of rims, old truck rims, put these belts on it, and that's how he powers the truck. So he drove the truck to where he was going to drill the well, disconnected the drive shaft from the transmission to the rear axle, and connected it to this his own, what I'm going to call a power takeoff, because that's exactly what it is, and started drilling as well. And he's got a throttle control here, cable here, so he can operate the throttle. This wheel here turns the handle, lets more cable out of the winch, and then this acts as a clutch for your baler. There's a baler tube to go up and down, and this is the clutch for this giant pulley that drives the whole thing. So everything can be operated from the back. And what I was told, a well with a unit like this could take up to 6 weeks to drill. So imagine yourself standing back here for 6 weeks drilling a hole in the ground, hoping that you're going to hit some water and not knowing when that could be. It could be 100 feet down, it could be 1,000 feet down. After you drill a few in an area, you kind of learn what's under the ground. But this is how you drilled a water well in the late 20s and then into the 30s.